All right. Good evening. Welcome to a special edition of the Rink Building, aka the RBI initiative, or that's redundant, RBI, Rink Building Initiative. It is Thursday, November 30th. Had some conflicts on Monday and got some updates to share tonight about a whole slew of things CSHL related. Got my counterpart, Bobby Arcus, joining today. Welcome, Bobby. Thanks for being here. And we can jump right in. I think what I'd like to do is start with the most rink building initiative applicable content. We have a meeting with Mecklenburg Parks and Rec next week. I'm very excited about that. And just wanted to update people that we are meeting with the head planners of Mecklenburg. And too early to get excited, maybe, but I'm excited because we've never had Mecklenburg's attention before. It's been Matthews or Huntersville or like one of the local cities or towns. This is the county. So take that for what it is or what it means, but they're wide ranging, maybe a bigger budget, maybe they move differently. And what I'm excited about is that we seem to have some sort of inside scoop there. So my connection came from our connection at Matthews Parks and Rec. So Corey recommended that I connect with this man named Larry Holzman, and he used to work for Mecklenburg and be immersed in it, and now he just kind of helps out as more of a consultant and connects people. And after a couple of conversations, he said, I think I know who to talk to. Let me talk to some people and see if this is in their wheelhouse. And sure enough, he at least piqued their interest enough to have a discussion. So I think what I've learned so far in the exploratory process before even having a meeting with them is that things can move faster if there's funding involved. So while they have funds and they move things around, things can take 1, 3, 5, 7 years even to build things. The way that we can move up on the priority list is if we have or can prove that we can fund projects. So I just share that for people who might be watching this. I know that we have access to people who are willing to donate or maybe even work for companies that could be sponsors for this. The two major obstacles to us building rinks has been so far land to build on and funding. And I feel like funding is not the biggest one. I feel like it's the land and the partnership. So if this comes to fruition over these next couple of weeks, months, whatever it looks like, where it's attractive enough for them to partner with us that we can bring people to their community and their parks by helping us build facilities, and funding remains the only obstacle. I think at that point, we're calling on all options for all connections and people who can help us raise money. And I think our network spans so much at this point in time that not that it's not going to be not that it's going to be easy, but I don't think it'll be hard. I think we can tap into that, and I think we can have access to people who want to help us out, right? There's companies, organizations, even individuals who need to give this money and find causes that are worthy. So brief pause there in case Bobby wanted to comment, but I'm excited about that. We're meeting next Wednesday, the 6th with them, and I'll have more information on the next rink building initiative meeting here.
No, I don't really have anything major. I would say that, and Josh kind of alluded to there a little bit, but one of their things is trying to turn it into more of a business aspect. And when you look at the range that some of the folks from our league drive just to get to Huntersville, that could be advantageous to have some data points around that as we move forward.
Bingo. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. We'll share more stuff in the coming days and weeks, but excited about that. Also somewhat rink building, or at least access related, is we have a very immersive connection scheduled with the YMCA next week, where a couple of us will be on site for a couple hours rather than just a 30-minute Zoom meeting. So building on the partnership, we should, knock on wood, get some information about maybe a tile conversion at that point, if it's within the realm of possibility and even the budget for 2024. What does that mean? I don't know. If it gets approved, does that mean it happens right away? I'm not sure. Does that mean we have to wait? We'll find out. So either way, we'll have more updates as far as that's concerned. Just to update everybody, the main purpose behind this meeting is to really get down and dirty with the partnership. We've gotten a lot of leash with how much we can grow hockey and how much we have access to the rink, which we're grateful for. Their main priority remains helping them grow memberships I don't know if we've done that quite yet, and I don't know if we know how to do that yet. So I think we have great capabilities with the network that we've built, and we can probably tap more into that. So we're going to strategize and talk more about we still want to continue to grow. There's other things and events that we want to have access to. Pickups, for example, we're not running pickups, or pickups are kind of a pain with the process involved with like getting a pass, and you can only buy it 10 at a time, and it's got to be a large chunk, and you got to drop this kind of cash, and then it's only like a weeknight a week. So we're going to talk about that for us, but we also want to make it a partnership to show how we can help grow their membership. So either way, any further immersion with that organization is good for us and good for the partnership. So we'll have more information on that as well. All right. Before we get into hockey related stuff, maybe a Matthews shout out. So there's a Carolina Beer Temple hockey watch party Tuesday, December 12th. I've already got it blocked out because my evenings get booked up as well. So I'm planning on attending there. I think the Hurricanes play, and I think the Sabres, and I think other teams. So they have a couple of TVs, and we'll be buying pizzas and sponsoring the event. So if you can come out to that, they're just helping to grow the partnership, just the presence of hockey and the bar there, and it should be a good time. Tuesday, December 12th. Also, good segue into the Almost Winter Classic. We believe Carolina Beer Temple will be a part of the raffle, so maybe a gift card, something like that, to drive more traffic there. So that could be good. Bobby, I know people want to know. I'm getting texts all week about Almost Winter Classic with the weather looking the way it is, or it does right now. Do we have any update? What can we share with people who might watch this about? Are we having a tournament? What's our policy here?
So as of right now, there's a 87% chance of rain on Saturday. And I'm saying that actually, this is even better. There's an 87% chance of rain during the day and a 66% chance of rain at night. And if you know how superstitious I am, those numbers would mean a lot to you. So while it's not good for the AWC, it is really good for Penguins hockey. So I'm not completely upset that those numbers are there. But all of that said, I think our goal is going to be to make a decision by noon tomorrow as to what this is going to look like, to try to be as respectful as possible to everybody's time. As far as makeup dates go, the following weekend is tough because there's already a minimum of 10% of us that wouldn't be able to attend that. I know for a fact. The weekend after that is tough because that is youth, I believe, that Saturday. So it would be tough to tack onto that. And then we start getting into the Christmas holiday. So, we're going to sit down and try to understand what a new day might look like. But if I were to throw a dart at the board right now, it probably looks like the early part of January.
Which has happened in the past. It's unfortunate, but I think what that does is give people enough, like we haven't really announced the makeup policy. I think we had a day in mind, and there's other things that have come and gone, but to give people another month to plan for it, we realize there's going to be conflicts either way, but that's why we want to host this on the day that we said we would, because we know everybody's committed and can make it at this point. So at least it's something I'll talk to Bobby offline about. Like if there's a chance of rain and even going into a delay, or like, it says it's going to clear up after noon and like it's guaranteed to rain in the morning, we may still host it, knowing that we could, get the squeegees out, but we want to do whatever we can to make sure we host it on this day. If for whatever reason it's just not possible, Mother Nature's going to drive our hand to make a call here. So we'll see what that looks like tomorrow.
Yeah, and I would say the nice thing about the new rink is that we have a new rink. The not so nice thing about the new rink is that it is, when it does get wet, it's a safety concern. It turns into a sheet of ice out there, especially with it'll be 60 this weekend, so it'll actually be pretty warm. But yeah, so trying to keep safety in mind, and then just trying to keep everybody's time and respect for that in mind.
Yep. And on that same locus there of we're playing on 2 courts for the first time, so it's also, if we get squeegees involved or whatever, sure we have enough people out there that might help, but it's just a lot of resources to make it happen. So if there's a will and there's a way to do it, we will do it. But there's a chance that Mother Nature might drive our decision here. We'll see.
Might have a sneak peek of something here in a second too.
Ooh, what's that mean?
You got to give me 1 sec.
Ooh,
I'm waiting for delivery. We can move on and jump back.
okay. Of course, AWC concerns adult ball hockey, so I figure we'll stick on that subject. Winter League announcements, updates. Registration's coming. We're probably within a week, maybe, right, Bobby? Yeah, about a week of the registration opening. Competition, 2 weeks?
About 2 weeks. Yeah, a little over 2.
Okay. Competition meeting committee, I think is what we're calling them. They met last night and we discussed everything from keepers and roster sizes. So thank you for everybody who provided feedback and filled out the form. Bobby did a great job of pulling the data together and just sharing it with everybody. That's kind of what I love about CSHL is we don't rule with an iron fist. We want to hear from you guys. But I'll leave it to Bobby. Anything to share with keepers or roster sizes and or the schedule? Ooh.
Here. Some very nice color there.
In the back. Nice. That's awesome.
They look great. I want to get them out of the house though. So I hope. Yeah, so as far as all the dates and everything, so the goal is to get registration up and live by December 18th, which would be roughly 2 weeks and 4 days from now. And then keep it up through the beginning of the new year. And then do the live draft probably that first full week of January, and then start the league probably the week after Super Bowl, which will give us plenty of time to get most games done before Easter, and then wrap up the very end of April, beginning of May.
And that's a bit of a change, right? I think we were targeting end of January. We're pushing it out. I think the bye week is like February 2nd. So Super Bowl is what, like the 10th? So we're talking like the 17th. Is that right?
Yeah. So Super Bowl's the bye week's that second. There's possibly some other stuff going on then. And then you got Super Bowl February 11th. So then we would start the 18th. Yeah, and shout out to Eric Levine for reminding me last year why we started earlier. Because we were waiting for the tennis court to maybe get demolished. So we really weren't sure about what quantity of time we have. And it turns out it's November, almost December, and we still have it.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. So yeah, people be a little patient for the season to start there, but once it's here, we'll run what, February, March, April, and then sneak into May is what we're thinking.
Yeah, it looks like it might drip into May a little bit. And if not, I think we're already starting to look at, if AWC doesn't get pushed into January, we're already starting to look at what a tournament could look like there, and then also looking for a tournament immediately following the commencement of Winter League, which would be more of like a start of spring type tournament.
Got it. Okay.
Which will probably be more in tune of like a league style, pretty much included in your registration, if that makes sense.
Got it. Okay. Real quick before we move on from the AWC shirts, who can we shout out? Who helped design those? Who helped create them?
Well, I didn't realize that. So, well, I knew Benny did a ton of the work. Benny Thompson did a crap load. He was emailing me designs left and right, and I didn't realize, but Jim Bateman apparently had a hand in it too. So a lot of people came together for it, and I think it turned out great. And then actually, now that I think about it, even Lou had a little bit of hand in it because he did the text file. So it's hit.
That's cool. Contributions from everywhere. Non-CSHL related, but adult ball hockey related. Just a quick update about the NBHL. I think we've gotten to the point to where everybody who has wanted to receive information or details about tryouts is on the list. So if you're not receiving that, just let us know. But we have committed to submitting 3 tier 3 teams into the Carolina division this year. We're looking to play one of the weekends here in Charlotte and the rest in Raleigh. So that's all I want to leave it at and say. So if you were wanting to receive information and you haven't yet, just let us know. But get your butt out to the tryouts the next couple of weeks here. Speaking to everybody and myself.
Yeah, you got there's a push-up record that needs broken.
I'm going for the running time, but we'll see. I got some time to train for it.
There's three people in back-to-back second increments on the run. You got 137, 138, 139.
Are you looking at it? You have access to it?
No, actually, I do have access to it,
Oh, Bobby's got the inside scoop.
but there are three people back to back to back with Winston Haddock leading the group.
Shout out to newcomer Winston. That's great.
Yeah.
Sticking with ball hockey, want to shout out youth ball hockey. We got winter league registration coming soon. Ours will probably, I think we're targeting that end of January start time, so our registration is going to open up a little bit sooner. There's going to be some changes to the structure. Gotten some ideas from some people. I want to move to more of a delegation of a coach type model. So if you're interested in coaching a team, I think that could be a good way to keep continuity throughout the season. The coach, you kind of have your own power to like schedule practices with your teams if you want to do that. I've heard of that model and some success with that. So we're going to try some new things just to make sure it's not the same people all the time, coaching different people and practicing continuity with some of the coaching staffs there. And also some tournaments. So we're going to pencil those into the calendar ahead of time so that we know what those dates are looking like, winter and spring at least. So more information coming about that. Youth roller clinic coming up this Sunday at the Morrison YMCA at 2 p.m. So that's December 3rd at 2 p.m. We have 16 already signed up, Bobby. How about that?
Wow.
Yep. And more coming. I had one of the moms text me and say, hey, do you mind sending me the sign up sheet? I got to get on my ice people who haven't signed up yet. So I think we're probably going to hit 20. We got a couple days left for that registration.
What day did it open?
Registration opened about probably 2 weeks ago. Yep.
That's pretty legit. That's good.
Yep. And I'm getting requests from particularly the ice parents of like running more roller events. So I kind of like the idea of not running necessarily a youth roller league, but be like clinics and maybe like a handful of tournaments. Like just announce a tournament date and then like whoever signed up locally here could play. We'd make even teams. And then I think that would be a good avenue, like a good pathway to starting like a roller travel youth team. But I think we start local here, just build the momentum and then start to look at that as we go throughout the year.
Yeah, that would be neat. Because I think there's some leagues out in Asheville. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Asheville, our friends to the west, are more roller hockey heavy than deck hockey. They do a lot of roller stuff. They got a huge youth program, different divisions, and they have a huge adult program as well. Sticking with roller, adult roller, there's several registrations that are close to closing and seasons that are close to beginning. Let me share a nice graphic here that I think, I don't want to give Haley credit if she didn't make it. I think she made it, but she may have gotten some help as well. So 3 events. There's a mini season, mini draft league. It says registration's closed, but I just looked at the website, it's still up there. So we're still looking for some more people. This mini season is just going to run December to January. Games will be on Thursdays and Saturdays. And the unique thing about this league is that they're going to host games at the Morrison YMCA and Huntersville. So a bit of back and forth. We don't have too many registered for that. I think we have 16 or something like that. And we're trying to get a whole bunch more. So if you're interested in that, please register ASAP before it closes. Not so icy pond hockey tournament. Don't get that date confused with the actual date of the tournament. The tournament is Saturday, December 9th. So registration open for a couple more days. Still looking for some more people with that as well. That's going to be up at Waymer in Huntersville, and it's a 3v3 ice hockey. They're calling it a pond hockey tournament because I think they're going sideways without goalies. It'll be 3-on-3 and just like the pond hockey style nets. And then winter season, I looked just a few minutes ago, 67 people have signed up for that. So I think we're shooting for 6 teams, which would be an additional team from last season, which would be awesome. And I think the goalies are closed out and we're looking for only 3, 4, 5 more skaters. So if you're interested in that, probably won't make it to the registration deadline of 12/9. I think it'll be closed before that, so hurry up and hop on that if you're interested in adult roller taking place at the Morrison YMCA. What do you think of that, Bobby?
I think I want to get involved in inline, but I don't want to drop the Valentine.
I wasn't gonna say this, but can make the announcement. I signed up for the season for Winter League.
Did you?
I did. Especially if we could tile, like, come on, there's no way you're gonna keep me from playing roller down there.
Yeah. I haven't skated on that rink yet, but I feel like I might like the cement more than the tile, but we'll see. Yeah, I might eventually sign up for a season, but that's gonna mean that I take a break from ball for a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. I hear that. What else? I think that might be it. There's always stuff that comes up. Oh, we're finalizing our appointment process for parent community member. We had 3 more in the line of like community member than parent, which is okay. But we're meeting as a board over the next couple of days to make a decision on that. And then our board will be full from the changes that we made over the summer. So it's been a long time coming, and we're excited to appoint that last position there.
Yep.
Other than that, yeah, some travel coming up with some ball hockey tournaments. You kind of hinted at this, but February, we're submitting a team for, this is the first time ever that Charlotte will have an all Charlotte team traveling for a tournament and cool hockey events. Some people may be familiar with that, but we're looking to gather up a full roster of players, somewhere 16, 18, 20 guys who will travel up to New Jersey or Pennsylvania with us and have more of a presence on the tournament circuit there. So I'm super pumped about that, 2024. I think that's it.
Sweet.
AWC got some decisions to make. What were those numbers again?
87.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy
So
to
it's
remember.
and it's not like it's just a fluttering of rain. It's let's see, rainfall near, oh, it went up to 88. That can't be good. Yeah, rainfall near a half an inch. So it's a coming down.
Damn.
Yeah. But we'll continue to gauge. And again, I think by noon tomorrow we'll have a pretty good idea, because I think the rain's supposed to start tomorrow and just carry the whole way through. So we'll aim to get communication out before end of day, but I would say noon is when we're going to start game planning a new date.
We've dealt with weather before. Usually the indicator is, is the chance going up or down throughout the week. And I think unfortunately it's been going up as far as percentage is concerned. Yeah. So we'll know big time tomorrow by the time we wake up. If it doesn't go down, we might be in a little bit of trouble there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's all good though. But what I will say on that, I guess, is the last note. If you cannot make the new date, let us know ASAP. Because what I would love to do is, if you can't make the new date, I'd love to reopen registration and allow folks that didn't get on that first wave to be able to. Because I think there's still some people interested. I know a couple of people that didn't sign up that would have signed up but didn't want to be on a wait list. So there's some opportunity there.
When do you think a makeup date would be available, Bobby? When would we make that call?
Oh, I think that'll be part of the communication.
Okay.
I think it'll be, hey, this is not happening tomorrow. The date that we're going to do this is this date. If you cannot make it, let me know individually.
Okay. All right. Heard it right from the horse's mouth. Thank you, Bobby, for joining tonight. We'll see you next time.
That's good. See you, man.